My brother cut me off after his girlfriend said I was the better pick, and now it's like my whole family is gone for something I didn't even do. Me, 30 male, and my brother John, 28 male, are totally different, and that's how it's always been. I'm the geeky type who's into Dungeons and Dragons, and I build websites for my house. He's always been into sports and has a business job where I'm pretty sure he mostly just golfs and goes to expensive lunches. We didn't always get along, but we're pretty good these days. He started dating his girlfriend Jane, 25 female, a few years back during what was a pretty low point for me in life. I had just gotten out of a long-term relationship that had ended anything but amicably, was burning out in the career I went to college for, and in general, was about 2 paychecks away from having to move in with my folks. The stress of it all was taking a toll on my body. That's when I collapsed at work and ended up in the emergency room. Through therapy and medication, I addressed issues I'd ignored for years. Exercise became my outlet. Weightlifting replaced stress eating. Cooking replaced takeout. The transformation wasn't just physical. I discovered a passion for research that led me to leave my soul-crushing job. By the time I met Flo, I'd been accepted into a PhD program and felt genuinely optimistic about my future. The family dinner happened 6 months later. I'd volunteered to make beef Wellington, channeling my newfound culinary skills into an elaborate feast. While I wrestled with pastry and monitored meat temperatures, relatives crowded the kitchen, peppering me with questions about my career change and relationship. Jane watched me plate the Wellington, then announced to the room, "Yeah, never thought I'd pick the wrong brother, but I'm starting to think I might have." The kitchen went silent. I forced an awkward laugh, focusing intently on garnishing plates, while Jane's expression shifted from playful to mortified. John's jaw tightened as he steered her toward the dining room, their hushed argument carrying through the doorway. My relatives exchanged meaningful glances. Flo squeezed my shoulder sympathetically. For 2 months afterward, radio silence from both of them. Family gatherings became unbearable. Every aunt and cousin wanted to dissect Jane's comment, speculating about hidden meanings and relationship drama. I knew Jane well enough to recognize a poorly timed joke when I heard one. She'd been John's rock through job stress and long-distance periods. Her tendency to blurt out thoughts without filtering was legendary, but never malicious. When I finally texted John suggesting we grab drinks, he seemed confused about why I wanted to talk. Once I mentioned the dinner incident, recognition dawned. Over beers, he explained what I'd suspected. Jane meant my cooking skills, nothing more. She'd specifically attended that gathering, hoping I'd make something spectacular. But her timing couldn't have been worse. John had been struggling financially trying to match Jane's lifestyle. Her family wealth and tech salary dwarfed his income, and maintaining their expensive apartment and frequent vacations was draining his savings. He'd been building courage to discuss scaling back their spending when Jane's wrong brother comment hit every insecurity about being inadequate. The PhD program mentioned particularly stung. Despite his financial expertise, John still carried childhood baggage about me being labeled the smart one. He apologized for his jealousy, admitting they'd spent these weeks apartment hunting for somewhere more affordable after Jane readily agreed to lifestyle adjustments. Neither knew our relatives were still gossiping, though apparently they'd moved on to criticizing Flo's piercings and vocabulary when John visited. We decided our extended family's opinions weren't worth addressing directly. Their judgment had become exhausting, and we needed to protect what mattered most. And before we left for the night, John did ask me for a few of my recipes. Top relevant comments. Commenter: high-earning PhD program. LMAO. I snorted. It's worthwhile. I'm glad I did it, but it's not a moneymaker in any way. OP's response: yeah, this program will increase my earning potential, but not to the degree he was thinking. I'm doing it because I started working in higher ed a few years back, and I'm really enjoying it, but I feel my degree in a different field is holding me back. A master's would be quicker, but that also means a minimum of 2 years where I'm not able to work full-time. Fortunately, I had 2 great bosses who pushed me to go for it.